guys, today we're going to talk about the Utorch UT02. The UT01 I reviewed a while back as a small little AA light. Utorch is a low budget name. You can get them through, the typical overseas vendors, Banggood, GearBest, and all that. Put some links down below for you guys. This one here is a rather famous flashlight on the forums, not so famous to the average guy out there. This light is very famous because it has a gigantic amount of throw, especially for seeing what you're paying. And this is a $50 light that sometimes goes on sale for like $34, which is what I think I paid for it. Maybe Black Friday. So I've had this a while. It's been kind of sitting on the shelf waiting to go. It's a single 26650 light with a USB charging port here, and it's a 1 amp charger. Lumen range on this thing is from 15 to 1300 lumens, spaced out over 5 modes. Your run times are going to vary based on what battery you use, and there's a lot of difference between 26650s. I'm using the 5500 milliamp hour ones. You're going to get, probably closer to 2 hours out of that. 1300 lumens does not seem like a lot by today's standards, but because of the design of this flashlight, being it is a thrower, and by thrower, what I mean is it puts out a pencil beam of a light, very, very long distances. They advertise 700 lumens. I believe there's people out there who've actually tested it out further than that. So what you have is a very large, deep reflector that's smooth, some decent anti-reflective, and a de-domed emitter, which gives you a super tight spot. So you can see with this light on, and I'm kind of holding it up above the thing here, you can see that very well focused beam, and that's how this is able to shoot out 700 meters. Very kind of cool. We'll shut the light off so you can get hopefully a little better view here of this beam, so you can get an idea, because outside footage never shows up as good. But you can see there is an outside area of what's called spill, which is not as bright, and then you have your center hot spot. And you can see as we move this in here, a good representation of the beam and what you have. You can see the focus on that beam is very good. It's got a very crisp edge to the outside as well as that center hot spot. So this thing is just a very well done light for the money. I mean, that's why if you go on budget light forums, they speak very well of this light. Interface is simple. Once this thing's on, you're just going to click again to cycle through your 5 modes, which go up to 1300. And that 1300, you can see, still has a very well-focused beam on that. I mean, look how perfect that circle is and how well-defined that edge is. Alright, goes back down to low. Double click will bring you to strobe, and there's like a strobe and SOS. We're going to skip that because I know it freaks a lot of people out, but double click will get you there, and then a long hold will turn you back off. So yeah, so this thing, as you can see, has a very bright, very nice reflector to it. Just very smooth, very deep. You got to figure it goes all the way back here, which is what allows this thing just to throw at that level. So what you have here, guys, is a very nice flashlight that takes 26650, and of course it does come with an adapter. So if you want to use 18650s, you can actually just use them and use the adapter. It's no big deal whatsoever. Rechargeable. It does have the electronic switch, so that is going to drain the battery slightly over time. So you will want to pay attention to that and loosen up the tail cap so that doesn't happen. But yeah, this thing is just an absolute budget beast. My complaints: this light's very rolly. There's no flats on it, so you have to be very careful if you're using it as a work light. It will roll away on you. That is one thing to pay attention to. And the other, you just don't really have, like hand feel on this thing. It's kind of, it's kind of awkward in the hand, a little awkward in the hand. You kind of hold it, and I guess, it's just a weird shape, so it's not going to really fit in your pocket. It's not something you're really going to wear on your belt. But once again, this is a thrower. This is a searchlight. This is something you're going to be using purpose driven. This is a great little flashlight to put on a boat, for spotting buoys, for out hunting when you really need to see out there a couple hundred yards. Just overall a really nice light for the money, and a good addition to a collection when you need a really good low budget thrower.